Hi, I'm Mark from the Unconventionalists, and in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to become a better public speaker. Hi, and welcome to the show. My name is Mark Leruste, and I'm the founder and host of the Unconventionalists. And if you're new to this channel, then you'll want to know that every single week I release a video to help you turn your message into a movement. So if that sounds right up your street, make sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking the button right below. One of the questions I get the most asked, especially after I give a talk, is how to become a better public speaker. Whether it's a presentation at work or a talk you're about to give, mastering the skill of public speaking has become a vital ingredient to standing out. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge your courage for wanting to learn how to become a better public speaker. It's one of the scariest things you can do. In fact, some of the research came out that people fear more public speaking than they do being buried alive, which for me sounds totally crazy. And I also recognize that I'm very fortunate that I've been on stage and speaking in front of an audience since I was about 4 years old. And as such, the stage has become a second home to me. But what I've learned along the way is that actually there's a way for you to fall in love with public speaking and actually becoming a better public speaker yourself. The reply I give to everyone who asks me how to become a public speaker is always the same. You've got to practice. Now, I know it sounds silly, but think about it. If you ask me, how do I become a professional musician, or how do I perform more on stage as a guitarist, then you wouldn't expect to go from nothing to suddenly going on stage and being an expert, right? You would take a guitar, you would practice at home, you would learn the few basic keynotes, and then eventually you'd build up the courage and confidence to start performing live and so forth. Well, the advantage with public speaking is actually you can start practicing right now in really smaller audience. I say, if you raise a toast at a birthday party or at an event with some friends, that's already you practicing public speaking. If you're at work and you want to have an opportunity to kick off a meeting and be the first one to speak up, then that's you practicing public speaking. And if you want to go a little bit further, one of the things I often say is go for the low-hanging fruits. What are the events or the places you can speak at that are going to be very easy for you to get into? And I learned this from Alex Mary, who is a speaker coach, who basically said, go back to your school. So whether this is your school, your college, or maybe university, go back and say that you'd love to go back and speak to the student and share your journey of how you ended up doing what you do. And most often schools are really excited to have old pupils come back and speak about their journey to try and inspire their students. That's a great place to start, because the one thing you really, really want to do is get your teeth into public speaking as much as you can. Because effectively, if you were given the opportunity right now to give a TEDx talk, as much as you'd love to give one, chances are you're probably not ready. And there is such a thing as being ready for the right opportunity. So my number one advice is start practicing now by building your courage in doing small events with friends, at work, and at schools. The other thing that's quite important to note is that eventually you're going to have to start figuring out what you want to talk about, right? So at first, if you go back to your school, you can talk about your journey, and that enables you to kind of share your career path. But maybe you want to start becoming an expert on a specific topic. And the thing I always say to people is, don't get too attached about having it super clear right now. It's not going to come straight away. You need to practice. And I've got a few videos on this topic around how to find your voice that you can go and check out. But effectively, what you want to be doing is find a topic that's really interesting to you, or something that you are passionate about, or that's something that you want to share with others, and start with that. Start talking about that, because if it's something you're passionate about or that you generally care about, maybe it's a cause you support, then you're going to be putting in the work to research it, practice it, and deliver it, which takes me to the third point. And that is, you've got to prepare your talks. I think a lot of people estimate that you can just wing it and you can just stand up and talk, and yeah, you can. I'm sure maybe if you're lucky enough, you can get away with it, but you're never going to deliver an outstanding performance by doing that. And I learned that the hard way, especially when I prepared for my TEDx talk. I used to be someone that could just get up and talk, and I'm sure I can still do that, and it's great. But if you really want to have the impact and move people into action, into changing the way they live or see the world, then you've got to do the work and prepare. And this involves drafting a talk, having your keynote points, having an arc of your talk, practicing it, getting some feedback from some friends, and then go out there and keep delivering. Once you've done that, and you've been doing that on a consistent basis, and you've taken a load of opportunities to speak at different events, all sorts of events, retirement homes, schools, women's business club, whatever it is that you can get into, then you can start thinking about charging for talking. Because that's one of the things I often get asked is, how do you get paid to become a public speaker? Now, today I'm a professional speaker and I get paid to talk on stages, but that's taken me years to get to, and I've given hundreds and hundreds of talks over the years. And today I'm known for a few topics that people bring me in, and it's a real honor to get to do what I love and get to be paid for it. But if you want to get to that point, you've got to practice, you've got to fine tune your weapon, and your weapon is your voice, it's your message. Go out there, start small, fine tune your message, build up the confidence so you can go on bigger, better stages. And the final thing I want to tell you, be patient. I think a lot of people want to be perfect right now, and they don't want to go through the process of having to fail, having to learn, having to pick yourself back up. But once you go through those trial and tribulations, you will become a veteran speaker, and you will have weathered some of the most horrific storms, that is, being afraid of looking like an idiot in front of people. And here's what I want to say, and I'll do a whole video about this some other time. But if you're scared of standing up because of looking like a fool, or that your fear of failure is taking over your decision making in terms of stepping up on a stage, then know this, that it's not about you, it's about your audience. And this is something I learned when I became a coach and was training as a coach. One of my mentors told me, always make your clients more important than you looking good. And that's what I want for you. I want you to make it about your audience, not about you. That when you stand up on that stage, when you talk to that audience, I want you to channel whatever you need to channel in order to deliver the message that's needed to that audience. What do you want for them? What do you want them to know? What do you want them to learn? What do you want them to think differently about themselves or about the world? Make that your central point of focus. Not about how you look or how you sound, or are you good enough? Because by nature, you are enough. So go out there, have some fun, go and give some amazing talks, and I can't wait to hear from you when you come back and you tell me that it was the most life-changing event you've ever done. I hope that was helpful. If it was, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who wants to become a better public speaker. And as always, if you haven't done already, subscribe to the show. Until next time, know that your message has the ability to change the world, only if you have the courage to embrace it and share it. Be brave.